Hello everyone, and welcome to another Tamagotchi unboxing video. In this video we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at the 25th anniversary set of the Tamagotchi Smart, which was released last month instead of the normal version, which releases in November, so a few months away now. So I was able to get this version of the Tamagotchi Smart because Japan you want listed around 100 up for sale, so that was pretty cool. I believe that as of recording this, they still have about 10 up for sale. So definitely check that out if after watching this video you want one of your own. Otherwise you'll have to wait until November for the regular ones, which are either in blue or pink, but don't come with the Tamagotchi 1996 Friends Tama Smart card, which we'll be also looking at today. So in this set we have obviously a Tamagotchi Smart and the Tama Smart card, as well as obviously the charging cable and the instructions. So this version is based off the original Tamagotchi, and that means that the smart card that you use with it has a bunch of nostalgic items, but the shell itself is actually based off the white original first version of the Tamagotchi, and even has the reference to that original box art here for the original Japanese box art. So yeah, let's open this up. So something I'm excited about this is that you don't have to wear it as a watch. You can actually take it out of the watch band and just have it as a regular Tamagotchi, which is exciting because I'm already wearing a Fitbit and I also wear my Digimon VB, so very excited not to have to wear that on my wrist. So where are my scissors gone off to? Over here, where they're very hard to access. Of course they are. But yeah, I'm glad that Japan You Want listed these because they were only available as a lottery item in Japan. And yeah, so they listed them, and that was honestly quite surprising that not only did they list them, but they listed a very large amount of them, which kind of makes me wonder, how did they get so many? So first up we have our Tamagotchi Smart card, which looks like sort of like the Digimon DIMs that I can show you very easily because they live right here. So comparing it to a DIM is like, they're slightly different sized and they're like flipped around, but the adapter itself is the same, and it's on the same sort of, I mean, this is a SIM card and this is also looking like a smart card or a SIM card, so they're similar designs and I would hazard a guess similar material. So let's get it out of its plastic tomb and pull it out. So it's sort of, actually this is plastic, very clear plastic here, so it's not actually shaped like that. It is basically the same size as a DIM card completely, except for the egg shape here, which is kind of a nice touch. But yeah, so it's different, and I've also seen on Twitter that people who already have their Tamagotchi Smart have also tested it with the DIM, and it just nothing happens, as you'd expect. So let's pull this out and yeah, so let's take a look at it. So here is the Tamagotchi Smart. It's actually a lot smaller than I thought, which means it's a lot smaller than it was in those ads where it looks just absolutely huge. So I wonder if it fits on my wrist because it looks like the band is smaller than the band that came on the DIM, not DIM, on the VB. It's a nicer band than the VB, I'll definitely give it that. Like, that's definitely a lot nicer than the VB. And it's a nicer design, but it doesn't have a heart rate monitor. And to compare it with the VB, here's my VB here, which I've got a custom strap on. And yeah, it's definitely bulkier, but it doesn't have the heart rate monitor, and it's definitely wider as well. But the band itself, and I do have the original VB band, the band itself for the Tama Smart seems a lot nicer than the one that came with the VB. It seems more secure, even if it's just with this part here. The way that it sort of straps through here and goes in, it seems a lot firmer there. This one kind of, it only connects with this little tiny bit of plastic here, and it goes into rather big holes. So it sort of comes out quite easily. This one just feels a lot more secure, especially with this here. So I'm more impressed with that, but having said that, I probably wouldn't wear this on my wrist on the basis that it's just, while it's a small Tamagotchi compared to other color Tamagotchis, and I'll do a comparison in a bit, but it's still too big to be on my wrist. So let's take it out of the case, which is, that popped out very easily. So unless you didn't see that, it just literally just pops out. So not even that hard to pop out. And then we've got what I would assume, yep, so this is where the smart card is inserted, and this is where the charging cable is inserted. So similar to the VB, but again, the Tamasmart does a better job of it. The VB has, this is like a rubber opening that sort of folds away there, and then the DIM card slot is a little bit of plastic that falls out really easily. This one has that rubber sliding bit on both sides, which honestly I prefer, and I don't know why they did that on the VB. Another comparison, which I can't really show you on camera, which is what I've heard, is that smart cards can be used on 3 Tamagotchi Smarts, while on the original VB it can only be used once. But it is interesting to note that the new VB that comes out in October will allow you to use DIM cards on 3 VBs. So that's an interesting thing to note. So anyway, what else do we have in this pack? We have our instruction guide, which I should always read, but I never do, and it's always a regret, and then I always end up embarrassing myself in the video because I press the wrong buttons and then have to consult the instruction manual. But anyway, so I would assume it doesn't have a switch. It has a reset button there. So I'm going to just press buttons and hope. Now, I know Siri said that holding the button, there we are, that worked. So different sound from the usual color Tamagotchi, but same sort of logo. And now I have to put in the date, which thankfully I have a clock right here. It is 6:41. So the touchscreen on the Tamagotchi Smart is actually in 4 segments. So, and these are apparently just fake buttons, I've heard. Like this one's a cancellation button or a back button, but these buttons are fake, and yes they are. They're just like still plastic, which you can't just push. So yeah, it is. So that is submit and that is back, and it is not showing there. There we are, that's a better view. So yep, it's that, and it is the 16th, I think. It doesn't show on, I have to go through a menu. Yes, it's the 16th. Had to unlock my brain. So it is the 9th month, yes. And it is the 16th. So yeah, the segments are kind of, and this was showed off in a couple of the promotional videos that Bandai released in the last few weeks, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not like a full touchscreen, it's like they use segments, so it's more like they're buttons, if that makes sense. Like the buttons are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they're not really, it's not like a full touchscreen, if that makes sense. And what is the time? It is PM, and it is let's put it at 6:43. Oh, went past it, which I think I always do whenever I start up a Tamagotchi, is I go past some option. I probably use this side, there we are. Let's go 6:43. And now my birthday, which never changes because that would be weird if it did. And then what is my name? My name is, do they? I would assume they have katakana, so I'm going to go back. Oh, they have English characters as well. I went past the katakana, didn't I? Yep, I did. So my name is, I went past, I'm the worst. So my name is, submit the emoji, nope, that's Mo. And I went past it again. May. And then I would assume that I just find the blank spot and go to the end like I usually do. Oh no, I think it says the bottom. Yeah, it says press this. There we are. I'm going to check that I didn't actually just make a mistake. There we are. Nope, that was fine. Let's put in the May and then press our one and only real button. And now we have an egg. So the backdrop is white on white, which is fairly boring, I guess, but we have an egg that is now rolling around the screen. So I guess while we wait for that to hatch, we could probably do some comparisons. I'll probably be doing a quick, very short video of the comparisons again, just so people don't have to watch this video just to see it. But this is it compared to an original version, well, this is a version 2, but original retro Tamagotchi from the original release. So I guess you can see it's chunkier, but it's not that much bigger really. And this is compared to the Tamagotchi connection size. Honestly, it is basically the same size, just chunkier. Like that's yeah, it's actually very much similar to the connection size. So it's actually a pretty decent size. I'm surprised with that. Then we have, this is the Tamagotchi On, so the same as the Meets, and it's yeah, a lot bigger than that, which is nice. This one's a nice, not too chunky. And we have our baby. And then also we have the Tamagotchi Friends, which is a very chunky. And now we have someone congratulating and saying I should feed my Tamagotchi. And I'm not sure if that's a bin or a speaker. I don't know what that little creature is. Okay, so you're calling out for me. So here are my 4 touchscreen buttons. I go into the menu by pressing that. Let's see, is this one care? You kind of have to push it down. Oh, that's status, memory, and then I guess I scroll. So settings and then the icon change. We'll go back. So this one's food. Yeah, you kind of have to push down quite hard. Yeah, like quite hard, like very hard. To what I would expect for a touchscreen, I mean. And we give it the meal. I'm really struggling at this touchscreen. And I will give it. Ageru means give. And I will give the snack. Yeah, you really have to push down on the screen. That's something that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I know it means that it won't accidentally go off in your pocket or by being on your wrist, like you're not accidentally tapping it and doing mistakes. But it is kind of annoying, and I kind of wish that these buttons were like an alternative for using the touchscreen. Okay, next, what we have here. So this is Smart Pitchy. Is that how I can put in my smart card? Ah, you can touch to communicate with your Tamagotchi. Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me that random bin / battery / sushi roll. I don't know what that little friend is. Maybe I can't use it until I'm an older character? Yeah, the scrolling is not super fun. You kind of have to do it in one of those squares. Like, it doesn't scroll how you would expect it to scroll because it's 4 different squares. You kind of have to scroll in one square. And there's the cleaning one, which, can I do that even when it doesn't need it? Yep. And then oh yes, the other Tamagotchi size that I wanted to, yeah, you really have to click hard on that. The other Tamagotchi size is the biggest boy, the Tamago, which is, yeah, a lot bigger. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can try. Actually, how about we read the instructions? I know I always say that I will go back to the instructions, and then I do. So how do I connect it? That's how to charge it. Then we've got the time of what the different screens do. And what's the connection like? I think it's through the top there. The instructions are very short. Oh, you can slide to the next option menu. Okay. And the screen that does go idle. So if I... Nope, did I misread that? It needs my attention again. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the touchscreen. I know I've mentioned that, but it's just... Yeah, I kind of have to click like quite hard down. I didn't end up getting the Pix that was released in Australia like the other day. Oh, yeah, September 1st, I think. But I've heard that that's also touchscreen, but the buttons itself are the touch ones. So that's a weird thing. Ah, good. My phone says it is hot. It's not even that hot today. It's like 20. Maybe if I just insert it, will it say anything? Nope, that was the wrong side. I should have known by the fact that the text on the smart card was upside down. Nope, nothing. If I hold down this button, anything? Ah, slide down, of course. How foolish of me. So apparently there is an app? So to connect to a Tamagotchi Smart, and then, there we are, Tamagotchi Smart Card. That's what you want. And we can download. So let's download. Okay, it could not read the card. So maybe it's because I need to take it out and then, because I already had it in. A Tamagotchi Smart Card has not been set. Okay. Did not read the card. Have I made an oopsie by plugging it in before that? Or maybe it's just not in firmly enough. Let's try again. Oops. Yeah, the scrolling is, there we are. Okay, here we are. Yes, let's download it. Downloading. So yeah, the stuff you get with the smart cards are like, it seems to be a lot more like full of features than the DIM cards. You get special adults, which on this version are like the sprite versions of the adults from the first version of the Tamagotchis. And you get items and background and a mini game. So they're more like the Ps for the Tamagotchi PS, where you'd get special mini games, or since we've got it on the screen, or I've got it near me, the Tamagotchi Go or the Tamatown Go, where you would slide off this top and you'd put a figure on the top to get different mini games and different options. Now we have the characters from the very early on explaining about like the 1996 Tamagotchi. I wonder if there's going to be an Iachi one, which is like the evil Tamagotchi. And I honestly hope there's going to be... Oh, toilet. Okay, which one's that? That one would be under care. And yeah, I actually caught a toilet time, which I'm very bad at doing on the Tamagotchi. I somehow managed to get the discipline up on these as a kid, and I have not been able to do it since. I don't know how I did as a kid. But anyway, so I guess I'm going to be hanging out with this little friend. It does have a pedometer, which is exciting. It doesn't have the heart rate monitor, which is cool. That means I don't have to wear it on my wrist, which is pretty handy. I kind of wish that the VB didn't have to be worn on my wrist because it is very chunky, but I'm very relieved that I don't have to wear this on my wrist because it is quite chunky. So I'll just remove that. I keep on calling it a DIM card. I'll remove the smart card and I will put it back in its little holder, which doesn't really have the big sides that make it easy to slip in like the DIM card. Oh no, it still slips in, but just not, I don't think it's as nicely slipped in as the DIM card. But yeah, let me know what you think about the Tamagotchi Smart, and definitely so far I'd recommend picking it up. It's a pretty cute little device. It seems like a step up from the Tamagotchi VB. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions about it. I'm happy to answer them. I've heard it's quite a Japanese heavy device, so if you need me helping in translating anything, I'm more than happy to do that. I've already done that for a few friends. And yeah, so I guess I'm going to be hanging out with this little friend for a little bit. And thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!